Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are here today in Toledo, Ohio, the home of the Toledo Christmas Weed. So in December of 2018, something magical happened here in Toledo. A family was on their way home and saw this pathetic, overgrown weed here at the corner. Thinking it would be cute, the father decided to put some tinsel on this overgrown weed. He just wanted to make people smile. Well, people started to see that. And before you knew it, another resident had put battery-powered Christmas lights on the weed. Before long, it caught on. People started taking pictures, and it spread all throughout social media locally. I had to come up and see this. So I came up and seen it, and it was kind of a funny thing. People just thought it was funny and they were laughing, and so I created a Facebook page called the West Toledo Christmas Weed, just to make people laugh. When I went to bed that night, the page had about 30 likes. The next morning it had over 1,000. The weed became a laughing stock, but it was great. Everybody loved it. Here it is, the actual spot of the Toledo Christmas Weed at the corner of Secor and Alexis in Toledo, Ohio. And here is the pole that was decorated. Jim Isbinski, Secor Santa, would have been standing right here. So once this caught on social media, the news stations, the local news stations at first, started to pick this up. At that point, a local reporter, Lisa Guyton, came out and did a story for 13 ABC Action News here locally. And that story took off. It went national. It was seen in Russia. I had people messaging saying they seen it at the airport in Florida. It was seen in Hawaii, all over the world. Toledo was the talk of the town at that time. Every other city was trying to do Christmas weeds just like Toledo was. The story even made the Washington Post. And all of that national spotlight did so much good for the city of Toledo. It really brought people together. It became less of a funny, joking thing and more of a Christmas giving type of thing. There was an event for Christmas caroling that was organized. A local helicopter company named Intrepid, they do lots of tours of Christmas lights and tours of the city. They came out and did an overhead shot of the carolers out here, and there was a few hundred. They had to shut down the turn lane to keep everybody safe. There was also a toy drive and a food drive for those that are less fortunate. There was also a book by a couple of local authors that was written about the Christmas Weed. There was a city proclamation by the mayor. It was really a big thing. To this day, everybody talks about it. And then one night, under the cover of darkness, somebody stole the weed. They parked in Walgreens, came over and ripped it out and took everything with it. And the news media was actually across the street preparing to do a story, and they caught it on camera. But they were so far away and it was dark, and a little foggy, they didn't get a good description of who it was. So that's how the Christmas weed ended. But the spirit still lives on to this day. Everybody talks about it. Every so often you'll see a Santa Claus out here waving at people passing by. It's really a great story. It really brought a city together. It's still a joke to a lot of people. Whenever there's posts, you see the crying, laughing emojis. But for the most part, it did a lot of good. It brought people together. It taught people to be kind to one another and help out, not only during Christmas, but during other times. It was really a great thing. And then the following year, in 2019, they tried to do it again, because that little section over there between the actual road and the curb, which separates the turn lane from the straight lanes, for some reason just grows weeds in between there. And this section of road is not that old. But the city of Toledo was out here spraying weed killer down in that crack because they didn't want that same type of chaos here at this corner. So they were trying to avoid a new weed from growing. So at that point, folks were just stopping by and dropping off potted like plants and so-called weeds, and that would start to take off, and then the city would take it down. The city definitely supported it during its popular time, but after that, they kind of they'd had enough and didn't want anything to do with it. They thought it was a safety hazard, and it very well may have been. This is a very busy intersection, very busy road. Luckily, nobody got hurt. I've also seen on the Facebook page where people have traveled from states away just to see the weed, you know, back in 2018 during its popular time. Or if they were going from, you know, New York or Pennsylvania out west, they would stop through here and take pictures at the weed. There was a couple proposals at the weed. I hope those couples are still happy and doing well. But the weed did a lot of good. It's funny because when this all started, the Toledo Police Department was hearing about all this weed at the corner of Secor and Alexis. And they had to come out and investigate to see what was going on. And after they did that, they put a post on their Twitter and Facebook accounts stating that after investigation, they determined that it was not that type of weed. It was an actual weed growing out of the ground. So that was pretty comical. I'm not sure if the businesses around here were irritated by this or if they embraced it. I know a couple of them, the one I'm standing behind, Modern Floor, they embraced it. They were excited. It brought them attention also. And Walgreens across the street, all those people out there daily, there was people in Walgreens getting drinks and snacks and things like that, so it definitely boosted their business as well. But yeah, the next time you're in Toledo, Ohio, make that trip to Secor and Alexis Road and come check out the location of where the Toledo Christmas Weed used to be. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.